Greetings, it's Eric back, a naturopath. Thank you for looking at the Candida Crusher channel. I have a question here from a male subscriber from America who's asking me, can you tell me if proton pump inhibitors cause Candida? I've been on them for 6 years for acid reflux. Proton pump inhibitors are types of medications that in effect block the production of stomach acid for prolonged periods of time. Think about it. These drugs are actually taken to reduce the amount of acid your stomach's producing. How dumb is that? Stupid. What a dumb idea. Why would you want to block the production of stomach acid? Stomach acid, in fact, helps to break the food down. All right? It's the first stage, or one of the first stages of digestion. It happens in the stomach. It's very important. So what we're doing is we're reducing the body's ability to make stuff that it needs to break our food down and properly digest, and absorb this food. So what's that going to lead to? It's going to lead to fatigue. It's going to lead to tiredness. It's going to lead to a whole lot of different health problems over a period of time. So can Candida be caused by this? I wouldn't say directly caused by it, but indirectly certainly can be linked. Because when you block the stomach's ability to produce sufficient acid, it alters the pH. The acid alkaline level further down the gut gets very much affected by these drugs. The pancreas gets affected. So its production and output of enzymes is not quite as good as it should be. This leads to bloating, leads to gas, leads to constipation, leads to diarrhea. All these kinds of problems can happen because of this drug. But also remember, when the pH shifts, it also makes it a more favorable environment for Candida to live in, and also bacteria like Klebsiella. Okay, Klebsiella loves this kind of environment. So people on these proton pump inhibitors are more prone to SIBO, they're more prone to Candida, they're more prone to parasites, they're more prone to a whole lot of stuff. Why would you even take this junk for 6 years? Mister, you need to get sorted why you've got this gut problem. Now, there's a big chance you've got Helicobacter pylori, my friend. Most people who take these drugs to block acid production have got a bacterial problem in their gut. And it's very easy for the doctor to put you on this junk. Why don't you do a breath test, as in breath test. It's called the C14 or the carbonuria breath test. So go to your doctor and ask either for a stool test for Helicobacter pylori, or H, as in, HP, Hewlett Packard, Helicobacter pylori, HP. So that's the bacteria I'm talking about. Since the 80s, it's been commonly known that over 90% of stomach ulceration or heartburn comes from bacteria. Now, maybe your doctor is either hard of hearing or deaf or something like that, or can't read, I'm not sure. Maybe your doctor needs a bit of enlightening to test you for Helicobacter pylori. Now, here's the kicker. Many people who come back negative on the test for Helicobacter pylori, who I've worked with, respond beautifully to natural H. pylori treatment. Now, you tell me that one. Why would somebody who comes back as a negative respond positively to treatment that was designed, for what they were tested for? Because the tests are crap. A lot of these tests are crap. They don't function properly, in my opinion. Not everybody who comes back with a negative test has got a negative result. What if it was a false negative test? That poor person will need to take drugs for all the rest of their life, because there's some stuff up. Think about it. If you've got heartburn, it needs investigating. There's a problem. If your tap's leaking, okay, what do? You get the plumber out and he fixes the tap. But if the tap keeps on leaking after the plumber's been, do you pay the bill? Or what do you do? You get my point? Your tap's leaking and no one's doing anything about it. It's a sad fact, but so many people have got heartburn and Helicobacter pylori. It's almost depressing for me to see this. I see this on an almost daily basis. So, bottom line is, get checked out for this bacteria and don't keep taking drugs like this, because you'll end up very, very sick long term by staying on a proton pump inhibitor. The profits for these drugs is billions of dollars per year, but the amount of misery it causes for people would be, in my opinion, in the trillions. So think about it. If you're watching this now and you're on a proton pump inhibitor, find out why you're taking this junk for, because you may be able to get off it. Thanks for tuning in.